So, this is an update before the video even begins. As I was rendering it, a news piece broke. I talk about Moldova a little bit later in this, even though it's an Albanian video, like about the Albanian song Zjerm. What was speculated originally to just be an announcement that Moldova was going to go internal instead of the national final, they've actually pulled right out. So now there's 37 countries instead of 38. I don't know if this has happened before, like as a country pulling out this last minute. I mean, they still have a couple months, but it's sad because Moldova always sends really interesting entries. And I think they said it's the economy and just a few other financial situation things. So very sad. I'm sad for the contestants that tried out and obviously aren't making it in to be able to represent this year. Maybe they would have had some great songs. I don't know if something can change. I don't know if the EBU can work with them to come back. But it's sad that Moldova currently won't be in the contest this year. And I really hope that they'll find a way to come back, at least for next year. Even better if they can find a way to come back for this year. But anyway, as I say later on in the video, speculation was that they were going to go internal. Turns out they're just cutting out completely, backing out from the contest. So on to the main video about Albania and the hosts and a few other things. Here we go. Hello, I'm back. I have been meaning to be doing more of these videos, and I haven't. Luckily, we only have 2 songs so far for Eurovision 2025, but that's about to change in the coming weeks. So I figured I better get back on it. And for those of you who don't know me, konnichiwa, minaboku wa Jeremy desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. My name is Jeremy Androsov. I am a host of 2 radio shows in Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada. One is Animé-d in Japan, Insanity on the Radio, which is Japanese music, and it's going on 20 years this year. And the other one is more pertinent to this video, and that is the Vision of Eurovision, which is going, well, we're in our 4th season right now, Fridays, 10 p.m. Pacific time. But if you want to tune in, you can go to thex.ca or look up CFBX or 92.5 FM in Kamloops on different streaming apps, radio streaming apps. You have to listen to it live, though. So like I said, 10 p.m. Pacific time on Fridays, if you want to hear my little Eurovision show. So, okay, we are going to be reacting today to, and by we I mean I, Albania's entry this year, which is Shkondra Elektronike with their song Zjerm. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I think it is. It means fire. And I've been looking it up because it's sung in Albanian, or at least I think a dialect of it, or an obscure dialect, if I'm not mistaken. It's in the Gheg dialect, Gheg, spoken in northern Albania and Kosovo. Not incredibly interpretable from some. I found it on a Reddit part here. So Heroes Gaming 7757 is where I've got this little blurb that I'm reading about here. And before we get into the song, let's just a little bit of context here. It's a deep song that traverses multiple themes of embracing traditions, Albanian traditions, honoring the homeland. It's a critique of darkness in the world, which is the main topic of the song. Again, this comes from Reddit. You can check it there. Heroes Gaming 7757. Just want to give them a shout out. Thank you for this information. For those of us that don't speak Albanian, it's very helpful. And for those who do go through the songs and, you know, give opinions and stuff on them, it's nice to be able to have that information, especially for us as English speakers. The fire symbolizes hope, as it is the source of light, and artists can call upon it at a time when the world is enveloped in darkness, where the pure people, the people with no authority or power, are belittled, stepped on, and dehumanized. It suggests that we ourselves choose to remain oblivious to these issues. We step on the stars as we walk in delirium. Interesting time for me to be doing this and reading about this after what's just happened in the United States. 47 just got in there. Anyways, the first verse envisions a perfect world for a single minute, and the woman calls upon the fire to create a pure heart within her, where this minute can continue forever, where the good people can dance in their souls. Everything is ideal. That sounds like something I would I would like to see. It's a metaphor to practically opening up yourself to hope and be hopeful and believe that things can change. The song really is a call to never lose hope, to seek hope in the fire within us and be optimistic, but at the same time acknowledging all that's wrong with the world that we currently live in. So that's what at its base this song is. And there was a little bit of controversy because I think it was this National Final Carnival was the favorite because the lady that sings it, I don't remember her name, sorry, very famous in Albania, and she lost to Shkondra Elektronike. And that's a lesson for people to, again, you can't always go by what the bookies say, what the odds, there we go, that's what I'm looking for, is the odds, because look at what happened this last year, 2024. Nobody thought Latvia was going to get into the final. There was doubts about Veronica from Slovenia, that song, and a few others. People thought that Luna was going to get in with the tower. It's all about the performance, because let's face it, it's kind of no longer the Eurovision Song Contest. It is more along the lines of the Eurovision Performance Contest. Tattoo is still my favorite song from 2023. Cha 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 was kind of a favorite as well for people, but Karia's performance wasn't as good as Lorene's, and ultimately a lot of people, the casual viewers, only tune in, and they see this song for the first time sometimes at the final. So it's based on the performance and not always the song. I still think Tattoo's a better song than Cha Cha Cha, but that's just me and my weird vanilla stuff. But I still love it, and I love Loreen. So, okay, let's continue on here. I should actually go into this song here. Zjerm, or Fire, by Shkondra Elektronike. And if I am pronouncing that wrong, I deeply apologize. So, let's see what we got here. Hopefully I don't get copyright striked or anything like that. Copyright struck, I should say. YouTube is so weird for that sometimes, but anyway. Okay, you have this interesting stark contrast right off the bat, and I'm sorry I'm talking over this. I have to, otherwise I could get struck. I like that her dress is red, like fire, I would say, and the guy that's with her is like black. So my assumption is somebody that doesn't speak English, or sorry, that speaks English and doesn't speak Albanian, is that, and reading that, is that her part is the light part, and that he's going to come in with more of a darker side of things, maybe, which also fits in with like a feminine masculine energy, because quite often a lot of people are like, oh, masculine's always the dark side and the feminine is always the light side. So, but she's happily singing, which is great. We'll see what he does. I like that she's smiling, because yeah, that is a sign of hope. That's great. And this has a very Balkan-y sound to it. Is Albania Balkan? Maybe I'm wrong. I like that it's got the orchestra there. It's kind of reminiscent of old Eurovision. It'd be neat if they were allowed to bring their orchestra with them. But I don't think that's going to happen. So she's dancing, got hand choreo, which is awesome. Okay, she's going to take over the drum. Okay. Ooh. Still got that dance and stuff, so I guess it's the guy's part now, so we'll see what he brings to the table here. Okay. Okay, so she's kind of a backing. He's rapping. Or sounds like a rap. He kind of looks scared. He kind of looks like he's terrified, like, what am I doing up here? I could be wrong, I just get this weird vibe. Like, he's holding the microphone super close, kind of, and he's just staring forward. He's not really doing anything else. He's not even, like, tapping his hand or something. And sometimes that can be a thing that happens. Like, she seems so much more comfortable on stage. I wonder what they're going to do to elevate this on the Eurovision stage, because I think they would need more than this specifically. But I do like the sound. There's very ethnic sounds to it, and I like that. It's fun. It's catchy. I do hope they keep it in Albanian. Like, I know Albania is one of the countries that makes what some people think is the mistake of bringing their songs or translating them to English. Like Titan with Bessa this last year in 2024. Maybe not the best choice to do, because it does lose some performance to it when you do that. And she's super passionate about it in Albanian. Even if some of the artists had, like on the screens and stuff, LED screens, have English translation and other language translations, that would be awesome. Now, one of the reasons I say that also, oh, that was neat. Okay, I also have to say something else here just before my other thought. Red and black. I know it's the color of the Albanian flag, but all too often they use that color palette, if I'm not mistaken, in Albania performances, which is fine. But when it gets to be a regular shtick, it can get old really fast. If that makes it, I don't know. We'll see what they do. I mean, they have a lot of time still to get this together before May. Oh, wait, it's almost end of January, isn't it? February, March, April, May. Also have 4 months. Okay, and they've had longer than that because it was chosen in December. I remember because I was doing my Christmas baking actually when the national final for this came out, and I tuned in. I didn't see the performance. I just saw like the part where they were announcing who was winning, and I just remember the look of the other lady's face. She's just like, "What?" Like I don't know. It was one of those things. What I was going to say about the subtitle thing is the Sailor Moon musicals are going to be doing a super live show in North America. And, well, I say North America. Right now it's only US dates. But from what I understand, it's going to be kind of like what they did at Anime Matsuri in Texas in 2016. They're going to have the English translations or the English subtitles on a big screen in the back. Now, that can really help elevate things and help people understand stuff more. If you keep it in your own language, when the majority of people might not be speaking that language, if you have really good visuals that can help. And I mean, if you have the two together, you partner them, like they're just a good, perfect marriage of translations and stuff, which, you know, it could muddy it if you literally translated the song into every language. That would be difficult to do. So I don't know. I don't know what the exact proper way to fix that is. Maybe if people watching at home turn their subtitles on in whatever country they're from, I'm pretty sure that might work. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough because it's a live show too. So anyway, here in BC, we get to watch the Eurovision Song Contest at noon, which is perfect. And I love that. And it's on YouTube on the Eurovision Song Contest YouTube page. It's free. I love it. And yes, I have taken part in voting before. I voted for Luna. I really wanted her to get in at least to the final last year, but I understand why she didn't. The performance was breathy and kind of like my poor Leslie Roy with Maps in 2021. But yeah, anyway, back to this song. I like it. I really do. I think it's got a really interesting vibe to it. It's not your usual girly bop. It's got a lot of ethnic beats to it. And I think so long as they keep it in Albanian and they kind of just slightly elevate it a bit more, it'll be like the Jacko song from Armenia in terms of the vibe. And I think, you know, people really liked that last year. So a little less like energetic, but it's also an interesting contrast between the lady's part and the man's part. I don't know their names. I'm so sorry. But you get the joy from her. And I mean, reading that translation that I did, or that I was reading, you know, she's the joyful part, and I'm assuming he's more of the darker side of fire and like what he's talking about. But he kind of does look scared, at least in that performance. I don't know how well known of a band they are and how much stage time they've had, but it can be scary, especially, you know, if this is you're entering for something where maybe you're used to playing in clubs and stuff, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, we have a chance of actually winning and going on the Eurovision stage, which is like massive, like this worldwide stage, the biggest possible stage that you can get worldwide. Because Eurovision is the second biggest televised thing in the world, most popular, I should say, most viewed, next to sporting events, which is, yeah. But anyway, where am I going with this? So, what was my train of thought? I'm sorry, guys. It's like 12:47 in the morning my time when I actually finally sat down and decided to do this video. So, do I think it has a chance to qualify? Yes, I do. Even as it is now, I do think they can really only elevate it. I can't see it being brought down unless they did translate it into English, because again, sometimes it does make it lose its original appeal. And we've seen that before with Albanian entries. I do hope they decide to keep it. I heard a rumor that they might have another male singer coming in to take over for that gentleman. Maybe that was a choice that the band made, because maybe the guy, after he did, he's like, I don't know if I could do this, or who knows, maybe it was just another choice that they made with their artistic director. But we'll see what happens. So the other thing that we should talk about really quick here is the host reveal, because that just happened as well. And let's go to that. Here we go. No, wait, I should probably... I can't really make this bigger. Oh, really? Okay, I chose the wrong one. The host is actually... Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Sandra Studer. I was Sandra Simon back in 1991.
So she was a representative for Sweden in 2020... Or no, 2001, she said?
The Eurovision Song Contest 2025. My name is Hazel Brugger.
This one?
Comedian from Switzerland.
She's from Switzerland, but she's also from the States. She was born in San Diego, California, actually. I was reading up about her.
My name is Michelle Hunziker, and I'm ready for the Eurovision Song Contest.
She's got a French accent to her. Okay, so that's the thing now here. We've got the French accents. We have the German accent. Switzerland has both. 3 female hosts. They do like to go the route of the female hosts. I mean, yes, we have had some males here and there, but like 2024 had the 2 hosts, and of course we had Petra Miede back, as we should. I don't know them. I don't know them. I think it's interesting that we have another American counterpart, because I think that Malen, I think that was her name, the other host from 2024, is also living in the States. I don't know if she's from the States, but I think maybe she was. So it's interesting that they're doing like that kind of tie-in. I don't know why they don't get a lot of male hosts. I don't like... Honestly, I was really expecting in 2024 for Måns Zelmerlöw to come back, but I think he was sitting on not making an appearance because of his plans to come back for 2025. If that was even early on thoughts of that, maybe after Loreen proved that, she could do it, he's like, I should really work on this. But I don't know. We'll see if Måns even gets in. I think he will. I think he'll be the Sweden representative this year. And I'm really excited because I like him. He's very charismatic. He's one of those polarizing figures. I don't know why people don't like him. I think he's amazing. But anyway, for these ones, I'm glad that we've got them. That they've been announced. We have a comedian, and we have a former performer, and we have another person with hosting skills, I believe. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But again, I don't know why they just don't have as many males. And... yeah, so the other thing that people are speculating on, and I still think that it is a possibility, despite the fact that she has that illness of stiff person syndrome, is I do think that Celine Dion is going to make some kind of an appearance, whether it is in person at Eurovision or if she does like a video performance of some sort for Ne partez pas sans moi, or even My Heart Will Go On. I think she would do Ne partez pas sans moi because that's the song that she won with for Switzerland. Celine's doing better. A lot of people in Europe don't seem to realize that she is doing better. She has made some performances, some public appearances. She, of course, sang Hymne à l'amour in France. I think that was the song. And I only remember that because Utada Hikaru also did a version of that. And that's another thing. Sorry, I'm all over the place with this video. I think the UK should bring in Utada Hikaru because Utada lives there now with their family, and I'm not sure if they're still with their husband or not, but Utada goes by they, them now. Utada, of course, did the Kingdom Hearts theme songs and Evangelion theme songs, and I think one from a show called To Your Eternity called Pink Blood. But I love Utada. They have an amazing discography in both English and Japanese, and it would be interesting to have like a Japanese song thrown in representing the UK, Japanese English song. I don't know. It's everybody wanted Rina Sawayama too, but at this point we don't know who it's going to be representing the UK. But we could dream, cross over my anime and my Eurovision joys. Okay, let's leave it at that. I really like this song from Albania. I think it has a good chance to qualify, but we have yet to see all of the other songs. That's 2 of 38 so far. So I'm sure there's going to be more coming in, like a big, vast amount. One other news bite, I heard there's a small chance that Moldova has scrapped their national final, even after having people enter it, and that they're going to go internal instead. I don't know if that's happened before with any countries, but if that is the case, that's an interesting development. This is also the year of so many disqualifications for national final entries because of the rule that you're not allowed to perform the song before September 1st. So interesting that they're cracking down on that as well too. But we'll see what the rest of the season's like. If all of the controversies are done before the contest, as opposed to at the contest like 2024, that would be quite a stark contrast and quite interesting to see. The other one is that Can, the Israel broadcaster, might become private and not allowed to be able to have an artist representing Israel this year, which could fix some stuff. I don't know. There's too much controversy in the world. There's too much stuff going on. I'm going to leave it at that. You guys have a wonderful day. Let me know what you think of this song, and we'll continue our Eurovision chats, hopefully over the next coming weeks as well. So stay tuned to my channel and check out my radio show if you'd like to.